Alright, geeks and ghouls, let's talk Cradle. Today we talk about Ghostwater, book 5 of the Cradle series by Will Wight. So this was probably the second book of the Cradle series I did not read in a couple of sittings, because after I got some chapters in, I left it aside for a week or so. But then again, I picked it up and finished it very easily, as it happens with these books. But before I go into any spoilers territory, let's talk about the book for those who have not yet read up to book 4, Sky Sworn, and they want to know if the series remains good. Well, it does. But there's a reason I'm less enthusiastic about it, because it's not quite what I was expecting up to that point and where it's going or how it does some things. But I'll have to go into serious spoiler territory. It basically delivers on a promise it was given early on. The ending is very satisfying, and we get to know some more things about the characters and how they grow. But the way there was not exciting to me. Alright, so enough of non-spoilers. If you have not yet read Black Flame, you can keep this you put this video on your watch later list and come back after you have read up to book 4. If you have read up to Black Flame, you probably know that Lyndon, Yerin, Mercy and Orthos are sort of the undesirables of the Sky Sworn faction, the police of the Black Flame Empire, and since they cannot be outright killed, they are put into a special team that is sent into a suicide mission of sorts. They have to go and see what is happening in Ghostwater, which is a pocket world created by the monarch Northstrider, who has then abandoned it. And there are some weird phenomena happening there, and it will soon go poof. And the book opens up with Lyndon fighting off one of the people infected by a blood shadow, as we saw in Sky Sword and what's happening with the Blood Phoenix and all. And it's great to see Lyndon go all out and be a badass and solo the other dude, because we was reading to get here for books, so it's a great payoff to see that Lyndon is actually quite capable of fighting a fight on his own and not getting beat up. It's great. However, as soon as Lyndon, Orthos and Trugold Sky Sworn, who is more there to keep an eye on the group rather than help them on the mission, they enter the Ghostwater, and they encounter a group of Trugolds who were sent there by the monarchs to loot the place. And yes, those Trugolds are superpowered. They instantly kill the Trugold Sky Sworn, and Lyndon has to destroy the gate to the pocket world in order to save Yerin, who is rushing in and will probably be killed because she's still a high gold. And this is where I stopped reading for a while, because I was just frustrated, Once more, Lyndon has to deal with an impossible situation, and I could see no satisfying resolution to it. And it felt like it trivializes the whole achievement of what he has done, how powerful he has gotten, because the moment Lyndon gets more strong, more powerful, some even more powerful characters will happen to appear and be there to make him run like a bitch. And then as we get to the resolution, the way there makes a lot of sense, but it is also very boring to read. And it sort of is contrived. So I was not that impressed with how this book progressed. But once we get to the fights and what is happening in the pocket world and all the shenanigans and the characters we meet there, how they interact, it's kind of interesting. It was fun. The final third of the book was kind of fun. But yeah, there is something I do not particularly like in this book, because we see Lyndon getting stronger. but we don't see how this strength is affecting him and the world around him, because there's always a far superior challenge for him to deal with, and he needs some way for him to grow faster, and this probably leads to further complications down the line, as we will see in the next book, from what I guess. But I don't think it's something that the writer is failing to do. I think it's about Lyndon not internalizing the change in him, at least up to this point, because I guess that towards the end he starts to realize that, hey, I'm strong now, which is good. I think it was in Skysworn where the elder Gessa said that if you can constantly practice and not living your life, what's the point? And I feel that this is some sort of part of this book, and I think it's a theme that will come later. I think that Will Wight is quite aware of it, but his story is about Lyndon growing stronger very fast. And yeah, we also get a lot of some better insight on Yerin and Mercy, who is an enigma, and they both have their own adventure. Really want to read what's happening next, because yeah, I want to learn more about Mercy. She's an enigma, and I need to know the answers about that. That's something that Will Wight does exceptionally well. He will give you answers, and then he will pose some questions that you want to have answered, and the characters are working. They're quite interesting. And you know what about my power and internalization comment? We also saw that with the previous books, because Yerin was not growing in power due to her inner conflict, while Lyndon, who has a tunnel vision, I want to be stronger, is growing in power like at the same time. And we also get a new member in the squad who is quite interesting and fun to read. So yeah, the book is good. I want to continue with the series. If you have doubts about it, just get it and read it. You'll enjoy it. And no matter the criticism, it's a solid read. I mean, I'm going for book 6. I'm reading this series like one after the other. I'm not usually doing that, so that must tell you something. It's very addictive. So yeah, go for it. Now, for those who have read the book, you probably understand what I'm complaining about, because I was not thrilled with Lyndon camping atop of some magic wells and eating some superpowered meat to grow stronger, and that was not great fiction. It makes sense and it fits the world of Cradle, but it's not good fiction. Alright? So it's just there for him to hit true gold very fast, and this makes it feel very unearned to me, on a dramatic sense. And even though he takes out some true golds due to his better training, and he is being used to being weak, so he fights like he's weaker, it's making sense, but it's not making me enthusiastic. The way he stumbles upon power-ups and he becomes stronger, at this point, is starting to be very contrived. So yeah, that was my review for Ghostwater, Book 5 of the Cradle series. If you have read the book, leave a comment below, and I'll see you soon. Thank you for watching.